Friends, welcome back to our series on tips about how to share your faith. Thanks for joining us again. Probably the most significant tip that I could give you is to first find out where a person is on their spiritual journey before you ever start talking about spiritual things with that person. There's like three categories that you're going to run in. Some people are open to God, responsive, searching. They want to get closer to God. They really are not sure how to connect with Him in a personal way. That's when I would share with them the Share Your Faith app, because it's so easy to use and it's so effective. It's clear, it's simple, it's compelling for the person who's listening. It's very easy to lead people to Christ using that tool. Second category of people that you're going to run into are people who are skeptics, who are struggling, who are far from God. They may be atheists, they may be involved in other religions, they may be involved in a cult, they may be angry at God for something that's happened, they may have just bought into some of the skeptic things that they were taught in college, or they could just be wanting to live their own life and go their own way and not have God's guidelines a part of their experience. And so with those people, it's very important for you to find out where they are in their spiritual journey before you start talking with them, because then you can seek to be an encouragement to them no matter where they are, which is what we want to do. We don't want to be pushy. We don't want to be in their face, because we may end up just pushing them further away from God. So find out where they are, and then you know how to encourage them and point them in the right direction. Third category would be people you find in the course of the conversation, they're already Christian. So you want to rejoice with them, but don't stop there, because often God may be putting you together with that person in order to encourage them. There may be stuff going on in their lives where everybody is involved in a spiritual warfare, and so they may need encouragement. And so God may be doing something more than just you finding out that they're a believer. So take a personal interest in them, ask questions, find out where they are, and seek to know how you can encourage them. Let me give you an example of that. A couple weeks ago, a group of our friends, our Monday lunch group, about 10, 12, 14 of us, go to lunch, and we went to a pizza place, Pieology, and the two gals at the front desk helping us figure out what we want on our pizza, and the other lady checking us out, they were both really great, especially the one checking us out. Very friendly, very personable, very helpful, very intentional. They were excellent employees. And there was a lineup, so I didn't get a chance to talk to the one checking us out. But later on, when I was getting a drink at the soft drink bar, she came over to organize the stuff. And I just had the nudge to open a conversation. I was a little bit more bold than I usually am. And so I said to her, I said, Linda, are you aware that Jesus loves you? And she said to me, yes, I am. And thank you very much. And you looked me in the eye, she gave me a big smile. I could tell it was real, it was genuine. She was a believer. And so then I said, well, what church do you go to? And then she started looking off into the distance and said, water, trying to find the name. Then she said, water again, still looking off in the distance. Then she gave me the city, Fontana. And I said, Water of Life? She said, yeah, that's it. She said, my girlfriend, my best friend, she goes all the time. That's her church. And when I'm able to go, that's where I go. I go with her. And but I'm not able to go very much because I'm working here on Saturdays and Sundays. And that's the challenge I have. And I said, I talked to another employee at Starbucks who was in the same situation. And she was very involved in her church. She had a support group of friends that she met there every Sunday. But she hasn't been for 9 months because she was working at Starbucks on Sundays. And as we talked about it, she decided to pray about it and ask her manager if he'd be willing to work it out so she could go to church. And 2 weeks later, she came up to me very excited and said, I did talk to him, and he is working it out, and this is going to be the last Sunday I'm going to have to work on Sundays, and then I can start going to church again. She was really blessed. Well, then Linda said, boy, that gives me encouragement. Then she said, you know, my manager is right over there sitting in a chair talking to those 3 other men. So I got an eye on who he was, but then went back to my seat with my group, and she went back to work. And a little while later, I was getting a refill for my wife, and the manager, was standing right there at the drink counter. And so I said, now you're the manager, right? And he said, yes, I am. I said, the 2 ladies you have working at the front desk, those 2 girls are excellent. They're very focused, they're intentional, they're friendly, they're helpful. They represent the company very well. And so those are great hires for you. And he said, thank you very much. He said, now, where's your group from? And I said, from church. He said, you know, I like to help out and make donations to church events. And I said, well, we're all involved in a ministry to families who have kids who have cancer. And we have about 6 events a year. And he said, I would be interested in helping out with that. And I said, well, the leader is right here in our group. And so I called her over, Pam. She came over, told him a little bit more about it. He got more excited. He said, can I give gift cards to families who can come here and get a free pizza dinner? She said, oh, that would work out real well. So he went back in the room, got 50 different gift cards to give to Pam, to give to families who have kids who have cancer. And that blessed Pam, and he was really excited to do that. She went back to her seat, and so I was talking. I'm thinking, you know, he's generous to churches with church events. He's probably a believer. And so I said, well, what is your church background? I think his name was David. And he said, he told me his journey, and that he's very involved in a church with his wife and his 2 girls, and they go very often. And so I said, you know, you could be a real blessing to Linda by working it out some way, if possible, for her to be able to go to church on Sundays, because she really wants to get closer to God. He thought about that for 1 split second and said, I can do that. And then he said, I will do that. And I said, that would be a great blessing to her. He said, thank you very much. So he went on his way, and I went back to our group. And you see, that was it. It just all started with my opening a conversation with a girl about spiritual things, finding out she was a believer. But God had several other things involved that he wanted to accomplish coming out of that conversation with all the people there. And she got blessed, the manager got blessed, Pam got blessed with her ministry, and then all the families that she's going to be giving those pizza cards to. So God is at work. And so when you come across somebody who is a believer, don't stop there. God is putting you with that person often so you can be an encouragement to him or her. So God bless you, friends. I hope this is helpful for you. If it is, be sure and share it with friends on Facebook. And if you want to get more of our information, you want to like us and follow us on Facebook. And to look at our resources, go to our website, howtoshareyourfaith.com, and you'll be able to take a look at all the resources right there. God bless you, friends. Thanks so much for checking in.